Welcome back to Digestible News, where we give your news in digestible English. Let's jump right into our first story here in South Korea. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung asked Chinese President Xi Jinping this week to loan a pair of pandas to a zoo in Gwangju, the city in southwestern South Korea. The two leaders met in Beijing on Monday during Lee's state visit to China. A loan means to let someone use something temporarily or for a short time before returning it. The zoo is called Uchi Park Zoo. It became South Korea's second hub zoo last year. A hub zoo is a special zoo that meets high standards for animal care and protection. To become a hub zoo, a facility must have at least 10,000 square meters of space, an animal hospital, and 3 or more veterinarians. A veterinarian is a doctor who takes care of animals. Uchi Park Zoo was founded in 1992 and has a good reputation for caring for animals. The zoo has 667 animals from 89 different species. A species is a group of animals that are the same type. 43 of these species are endangered, which means they might disappear forever if they are not protected. The zoo has also rescued bears from bile farms and cares for an endangered snake that was taken from smugglers. Smugglers are people who move things illegally from one place to another. The zoo even has 2 Pongsan dogs, which were gifts from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to former South Korean President Moon Jae-in in 2018. Although the zoo does not have special buildings for pandas yet, officials say they have the experience to care for them once they build the right facilities. A facility is a place designed for a specific purpose, in this case, to raise pandas. However, not everyone is happy about this plan. An animal rights group called Korea Animal Rights Advocates spoke out against bringing pandas to South Korea. The group said pandas are endangered wild animals that should not be used for entertainment or diplomacy. Diplomacy, as we've discussed before, means managing relationships between countries. China has given pandas to other countries for many years as a symbol of friendship. This practice is called panda diplomacy. One famous example happened in 1972 when China gave 2 pandas to the United States after President Richard Nixon visited China. South Korea currently has 4 pandas. They all live at Everland, the amusement park in Yongin near Seoul. 2 adult pandas, Aibao and Leibao, arrived in South Korea in 2016. They had 3 cubs together. The first cub, Fubao, returned to China in 2024. This is normal because all pandas born outside China must go back to China when they are about 4 years old. The 2 other cubs, Ruibao and Huibao, are twins and still live at Everland. They have become very popular with Korean visitors. Pandas are typically loaned to other countries for about 10 years. China charges zoos about $1 million per year for each pair of pandas. All right, let's jump into our second story, a little less fun, but still important. Children in Gaza City are going back to school for the first time in nearly 2 years. Great news. However, their classrooms are not in regular school buildings. Instead, they study in tents set up on the grounds of destroyed schools. One of these temporary schools is at Lulwa Abdel Wahab al-Khatami school in the Tel Hawa neighborhood of Gaza City. The school building was hit by an attack in January 2024. 4 months after that, families who lost their homes lived in the school grounds as a shelter. A shelter is a safe place where people can stay when they have nowhere else to go, a kind of temporary home. Now, the school is being used for education again, but in a very different way. According to UNICEF, more than 97% of schools in Gaza were damaged or destroyed during the war between Israel and Hamas. The war began in October 2023, as you know. Of Gaza's 658,000 school-aged children, most have had no formal education for nearly 2 years. Formal education means regular schooling with teachers and curriculum, not homeschooling or done by a tutor. A curriculum is a plan of what students should learn, as you've heard. 14-year-old Naim Al-Asmar used to attend this school before it was destroyed. He lost his mother in an Israeli airstrike during the war. Naim and his family were displaced for months, which means they had to leave their home and move to a different place. After a ceasefire began in October, Naim returned to Gaza City with his family. A ceasefire is an agreement to stop fighting or stop shooting. I missed being in school a lot, Naim said. He explained that before the war, school was in real classrooms. Now it's tents. We only study 4 subjects. There isn't enough space. The education is not the same, but being here matters. The temporary school is run by UNICEF and serves 1,100 boys and girls. It operates in 3 shifts each day, with only 24 teachers. Boys and girls attend on different days. The school teaches only 4 basic subjects: Arabic, English, mathematics, and science. This is much less than the full Palestinian curriculum that students studied before the war. Dr. Mohammed Saeed Shaiber is the principal of the school. He has worked in education for 24 years. Before the war, Dr. Shaiber says, our students learned in fully equipped schools with science labs, computer labs, and internet access. All of that is gone. More than 100 students at the school lost one or both parents, had their homes destroyed, or saw people being killed during the war. The school now has a counselor who runs psychological support sessions. Psychological support means help for people dealing with difficult emotions and experiences. However, demand is much higher than the school can handle. Many parents are worried about their children's education. Huda Bassam al-Dasauki is a mother of 5 who was displaced from southern Rimal. She says basic school supplies are now very expensive or impossible to find. A notebook that cost 1 shekel before the war now costs 5 shekels, she says. I have 5 children. Jonathan Cricks, a UNICEF spokesperson, says the situation is made worse by restrictions on aid supplies entering Gaza. Aid supplies are materials like food, medicine, and school items that are given to help people. Paper, notebooks, pens, erasers, rulers. We've been asking for them for a long time, that these supplies can enter the Gaza Strip, and they haven't been allowed in, he says. Despite these challenges, children keep coming to school. For Kaloid Habib, a teacher at the school, this shows something important. Education is our foundation, she says. As Palestinians, it is our capital. We lose homes, we lose money, we lose everything. But knowledge is the one investment we can still give our children. That has been Digestible News for today. Hope you enjoyed these stories. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have a topic you want to hear more about, let's say business, technology, or whatever it may be, let me know as well. And if you want to get updated with every new video we post, hit the bell down below and it'll send you a notification. All right, I hope you have a great end of the week, and I'll see you next week for next week's digestible news. Bye-bye.